Okay, most of them were going home, blah, blah, blah. Stuck to it. Okay. Let's skip. Okay, so this was the ambulance option. Let's try this. I kept walking, although I started looking for shelter. I found myself looking over my shoulder at all the time, as if the flash could come at any time. Aren't you supposed to look away from the flash? Yeah, thank you. You actually have some logic right now. Congratulations, here's a clap. There was your clap. Let's continue. Well, yeah, but how could I not? Some warning, something. The sirens were pointless. Weren't they supposed to warn when the event is immediate? Now we'd been out for at least an hour and no bombs yet. I think I would have just stayed at home or done just about anything but head out into the open. You do that when you have this dream. You do that when you have this dream. I did what I did. So how long did you risk staying out? Let's try to find the shelter early on. We'll be able to navigate uh, once everything settles down. Or maybe this is the bad option because we'll be like too close to the blast or some bullcrap like that. So what you find? I was really starting to feel like getting caught. I started to feel like getting caught outside close to all of these buildings would be a very bad idea. When I saw a subway sign, I immediately headed that way. That was probably not very safe, though. I mean, it must have been packed. Oh, yes. As I got closer, I did see something that made my heart surge. Policemen, actual government workers. They were ushering everyone down below, and people were actually moving in a somewhat... No, bull crap! That was not how it worked last time. You're a freaking cheating game! Okay. This is a cheating game. First time around, people were in a mass panic, just running all over the freaking place. This time around, everybody's moving orderly with the freaking government still helping out people. You gotta be kidding me. Is your subway system bomb-proof? I have no idea. I was caught in a stream of people either way, and found myself separated below ground. It smelled of pee and vomit, and body odor, and the crying was shouting made talking impossible. Ooh, time for the slow transition. Okay. So a regular Friday night at the underground? Funny. Anyway, there was actually a semblance of order down there. Policemen were giving people places to sleep. Also down on the tracks. And you? Ended up on the tracks. At least I had my sleeping bag to protect me against the cold, hard ground. I wrapped myself up as well as I could while people kept jostling me around, waiting for the end. At least you weren't alone, and it had to be safer underground, right? I didn't feel safe. Not at all. Someone could have knocked me out. Hell, someone could have probably had shanked me down. What? You gotta be kidding me. Anybody with some semblance of reasoning would understand that the worst thing that you can do is try to kill someone in an apocalypse setting where you would just be thrown out to whatever type of waste. I won't get into it. I won't get into it right now. I was almost more frightened of the other people there than I was of the bombs. The bombs were just abstract threats. Bombs are not abstract threats. Lady, bombs are not fake. You know that they're real. They're like physical things that we have. Fine. They were all right there. What? No coming together of people? No great communion in the face of danger? Every man for himself. Anyway, apocalypse. So, it was real? I mean, in the dream? Yes. The first one was the worst because the light went out with it. I tried to make myself as small as I could, but I still got kicked once or twice by people running by in a panic. A few moments later, there were flashlights out. Police shouting, telling everyone to be calm. Be calm? Bull SH. Bullcrap. The lights were out and it was completely early, pitch dark. Yeah, just... Humans are a moronic creature. I'll cut that out. The first one? There were more. I lost count. With every blast, there was this terrible sound from the roof, like it was crying out. Small pieces of it rained down with every rumble, and we all responded to its cry. Jesus Christ! Did the roof hold? It groaned. Rocks tumbled down. Someone got hit by one big enough to hurt them, and they cried out. I don't think the station was very far underground at all, and it hadn't been designed with bombings in mind. That must have been pretty harrowing. Not just for me. A lot of people got up and said they weren't going to stay. There was a surge of people. Panic was mounting again. It was quiet outside, but the policemen didn't want anyone leaving yet. There was a lot of screaming. Some demanded to be let out. I had to stand up to avoid getting jostled or trampled. What did you do? That's when the final bomb hit. Close. Maybe it had been shot out, of course. Maybe, who knows. I was looking towards the exit when it hit. I could see the firestorm sweep down into it, engulfing the hapless policemen and anyone who had been pushing against them to come out. Everyone screamed, but it was drowned out by the sound of the roof beginning to fall. Dust covered everything. Holy crap! What did you do? Just keep bouncing. Keep doing your own thing, smiley face. After I finished coughing, something was burning, so I could actually see, although I didn't partially want to. What I saw was that most were either huddling down, praying to whatever god they had that they wouldn't be burned alive, or then just trying to escape. No one could get past the burning wreckage at the entrance, but the subway tunnels were wide open. Most were crowding into the tunnels leading westward, away from the downtown area, but it was stampled? I don't know. The tunnels leading east, back from where I came, were practically empty by comparison. I would get out of there if I were you, regardless of direction. Where'd you go? Okay, so westward leads out of town, eastwards leads into the town. I didn't want to get tangled with the crowd. I went east. I joined the crowd running west, of course. I just huddled down and joined the praying. Okay, let's try to weigh our options, even though the game might throw some bullcrap thing at me. If I head with the crowd, I'll be going outwards and I'll be staying with a large group of people. Unfortunately, large group of people can result in more panic. If I run further into the city, there would be a less likelihood of any type of supplies to help me last for long extended periods of time and less people to rely on. Or I can stay at my current position and probably die. Okay. I joined the crowd running west, of course. I started running and almost immediately ran into a solid wall of backs. I immediately started elbowing my way through. How charitable of you. Kill or be killed. Did you get through? This person is heartless. I kept pushing my way through. That's when the roof started to collapse. Oh crap. Whatever common courtesy remained was thrown aside. It was a stampede. I realized then I wouldn't be able to make it, and I wasn't strong enough to push myself to the front, but it was too late to get out of the throng. Well, crap. Yeah. I got caught in the collapse. Yes, the roof came down on the crowd in slow motion, groaning as the steel supports gave way. I caught a glimpse of the burning skyline from a piece of concrete pinning me down. I think one crushed my legs, the other my hand, and God, around me people were screaming and then suddenly going silent. You have a sick imagination, Alice. I don't. It felt too real. I think I will never be able to sleep in a sleeping bag again after this dream. I felt the bones crushing in my body. Okay. How is it possible that it... Okay. I feel like there might not be any way to actually do this game, considering it's randomly generated each time. Or at least appears to be randomly generated each time. Okay. I already know I'm dead. Come on. Stop dragging it out. Gotta be kidding me. Okay, I'm starting to become determined to play through this game. Okay. I guess I'll save this for another recording session. I kind of want to see how far I can get through this game. So far, I've gotten one ending where I was obliterated out in the street because I was caught by a crowd of people. The next one, I was obliterated while being caught in a crowd of people underground. Okay, so I'm starting to get the idea that staying in crowds is a bad idea. Let's try one more time. Let's try this. I'm going with a... I think I'll try to go on my own for this one. So full supplies. I want to carry as much as possible. I'll add a bit to career. To the there. To the there. I think I'll add one more to career. I'm going to try to stay away from groups of people this time around. So full supplies. Career. So I'm guessing this means a level of intelligence, fitness, survival. Yeah, I guess I'll try to go with this. Try not to. Okay, finish. Accept and start. Let's see if it actually changes again this time around. Okay, come on. Come on. Morning, morning. Okay. What's with the loading screen? So like I said, it was the end of the world, everything, heavy. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I had just gotten back from the store and I was unpacking my groceries. I had the TV on to catch the evening news and whether I remembered buying a lot. I remember buying a lot of canned food for some reason. Since when did you have more than a spare packet of ramen noodles in your cupboards? Hey, stop underestimating me. Future Dream Me was a pretty organized type, although bleak. I don't know what I was thinking with all those cans. Definitely paranoid. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly blah blah blah. Sounds scary. Okay. Okay, let's go check online. Blah blah blah. Skip. Okay. Think about my options. I feel like since I live near the center of the town, and centers of like cities and towns would be the I want to try leaving town again. Decided leaving town. Hiking bag. Okay. Take first aid kit, flashlight, take map, take radio. Radio. Okay, so 2 food, first aid kit, radio, map, flashlight. I'm good to go. Okay. Okay, Fallout Shelter, Alice's apartment. Okay. Weren't you terrified? It's not like you were going camping. Hands were shaking. Okay. Okay, come on. There's a third option. This guy I knew who lives not too far away. I know for a fact he was a motorcyclist. I know from many facts he loves it and takes good care of it. Maybe he'd lend it to me. Lend his favorite thing to someone who is self-avowedly leaving forever to live as a hermit in the mountains. I'm sure he'd be thrilled. I think I'll go with the motorcyclist for right now, because a motorcycle would actually be pretty useful to get through like certain areas. Seemed like a good idea at the time, except when I arrived at his building, the first thing I saw him outside preparing his ride together with a group of similarly attired, similarly equipped motorcycle guys. So much for borrowing a motorcycle then. He didn't recognize me when I approached, and when I tried to introduce myself, he gave me a look that basically said, "Listen, I don't know who you are, but I'm busy. F off before I make you F off." Then he showed me off pieces. Yikes. I got off there post haste. So no daring escape into the sunset with motorcycle bomb going, blah blah blah. You know what? Down in the comments. No, I'm probably going to continue this game. I want to see if I can actually get through it. I don't think it was ever a power fantasy or necessarily fantasy at all. Anyways, I still had to make a choice. I had already lost a lot of time. Walk past the worst. I'm by myself. Okay. You gotta be kidding me. I was pushed into this. Start looking for a shelter. Okay, come on. Let's go for this. Once I got away from the downtown area, things were much smoother. I ran as fast as I could, as far as I could. No bombs, still no bombs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my luck. But I knew I was pushing it now. What did you do? Look for shelter now. I got inside thinking to go to the kitchen to check out the supplies when the first bomb hits. I screamed and jumped under the kitchen table. Last minute save, so what was it like? The first thing that happened was the windows blew in. I just closed my eyes and pulled up my knees and made myself as small as possible. The bombing continued for I don't know how long, but aside from the windows, we seemed to be pretty okay. So it was worth it going all the way out of town then? I didn't want to think about what it was like downtown. It was scary enough out there. A few cars drove past and I heard sirens at one point. I ventured out to glare out the window. Once the bombs had stopped hitting, I saw a city center in flames. Ooh, ash rain. But at least you got out. How long did you wait in the house? So if I do as long as the supplies lasted, that means like 2 days, I think. How many supplies do I have? Map, go away. Okay, this was 24 hours. 24 hours. Oh, you gotta be no! Map, go away. Okay. Gosh darn it. I don't know how safe the house was from fallout, really. Windows blasted open and all that, but it was probably safer than walking the streets, and as long as I only ate the uncontaminated food, it was ought to be okay, I thought. So you ate through all of your supplies then? Gosh. How do I save the game? Oh. Okay, I wanted to keep going. I wanted to find chests. Keep going. There were a lot of other survivors on the road as well, and soon enough the rumor started circulating. There was a government evacuation center set up in the old college. Everyone was going there. The college? As in your college? Gotta be kidding me. How come this map had to do this? Gotta be kidding me. Yep. Talk about coming back to the beginning. Anyways, that's where everyone was heading. There was just one minor problem. Oh? The river. There's a river? Not something I had thought about either. I didn't live anywhere near it, so whenever I crossed it, I just drove over it. But there it was, a geographical reality. So, I mean, the bridges were surely still there. True, but when we approached them, we realized they were occupied. Oh no, by whom? I'm not sure. I saw them from afar and kind of ducked into cover. I saw immediately they weren't good news. They had guns and were harassing the other people who'd come to the bridge. I think they were mugging them. Didn't they let anyone pass? Yes, some. But I don't know what the price was or if they had some other criteria for letting people through. So what did you do? Decided to wait nearby. Okay, so I've already wasted one can of food. Nearby to see what happens. I went up to them and confronted there's another bridge across. I went downriver to find one. Okay. And what's to say the other bridges didn't have similar setups? Seems a likely thing to do. I was willing to take the chance. I wasn't going to tangle with a group of armed men, even if I lost something. Even if I lost some time. Oh, it's overcast now. How much time did you lose? Well, that's a thing. I walked about a day, though incredibly terribly terrain towards the nearest through incredibly terrible terrain towards the nearest bridge. The quakes had made the riverbank collapse in most places, and the river was for the same reason churning, making it impossible to ford. And when we finally arrived, it was broken? Yes, it had collapsed. Oh geez, no hope of getting over. Well, it had collapsed, but not totally. Half of it was dragging in the current. Some cars still hanging on by some form of magic. Maybe it would be possible to balance across, but it looked pretty risky. I was so darn disappointed and tried though. It actually felt like a good idea. How about just backtracking instead? Yeah, it's too risky. Freaking, why the frick is this map here? Okay, evacuation center, bridge, apartment, shelter. So I went from outside. Okay, it's forcing me to constantly keep going back into the city. So essentially, leaving the city is not an option. Gotta be kidding me. So I walked the day back just to end up where I started. Had anything changed in your absence? No, I approached carefully and hid without them seeing. Were they letting people pass now? Same as before. So what did you do? Wait to see what happens. I'm gonna die, I just know it. Somehow, it felt like this kind of thug couldn't be forever. Either a bigger, more powerful group would come along and chase them away, the government would show up, or they'd just get bored and leave. So I decided to wait. Alright. Where did you hold up? There was actually a parking garage nearby. You could just stroll in and walk up to the upper stories. From where you had the perfect view of the river. Right, not the best cover though. I scouted through it and found the staff area. It was small but empty. What about supplies? There was always loot to be had from surrounding buildings, even if not all of it was perhaps the safest. I did a run before settling in, gathering what I could. So, down to wait. How did that go? Well, I was right. Eventually, the government showed up. I was on the lookout when it happened. The men down there saw something, and suddenly they were in a huge hurry, packing up their guns and their loot and running away as fast as their legs could carry them. A few minutes later, these huge military trucks came driving down, unloading soldiers before continuing. Ain't that just lucky? I was pretty happy, yes. I ran down to meet them. They were directing survivors, calling them to them with these huge speakers. The guards at the river had full NBC gear, masks and all, which was in stark contrast to us, but we were sent through, and soon enough we were on our way to the evacuation centers. Did I live? Did I survive this time? I'll be amazed. So the evacuation center, my college, I'm not surprised I dreamt about it. It's like at the center of my life right now. It was still in a dream, a big part of my life. That's where I worked after all. Is this the part where the dream turns weird and the college starts sprouting legs and beginning smoky? What? Unfortunately, no, that would have been a pretty welcoming reprise. Even so, it must have been a respite. Respite? Words are starting to become jumbled in my head. I can't keep focusing like this.